What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Thank you for stopping in. Today I have an exciting unboxing to dig into for you. Before we get started, double check and make sure you are subscribed here to the channel. I'd love to have you hit that thumbs up button. It really helps push these videos out there so more people have a chance to check them out. Let me know what you are carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. I am carrying my Arno Bernard I Mamba. And I gotta say thank you to CJRB for sending this in for all of us to take a look at. This is going to be called the Nova here from CJRB, and this is going to be one of their new models. And I am stoked to check this thing out. So we got their new packaging, their newer packaging, zippered pouch, microfiber cloth, and we have our knife housed here in this plastic baggie. I'm surprised they haven't hopped on the sticker train yet. It'll come though, probably. That's what she said. Okay, so we are looking at the CJRB Nova, the new Nova, and this has, I believe, the sand polish, yes, with the green G10. So we are looking at the sand polished. Now, I've heard different things in relation to the sand polish. I think it looks really damn good. I've heard it looks better on the S90V versions. I haven't experienced one, so I don't know that 100% certainty. But I think this looks really, really good, whatever they're doing here. So let's start with the handle. Very simple on the hardware side of things. We have our pivot, we have a body screw, and then that'll be a pocket clip screw as well as another stud there, and then that goes to your reversible pocket clip there. It's going to be nice and deep carry. Screws are going to be recessed, plenty of room in and out of the pocket there. I like this clip that they have finally went to. It's minimal, it's sleek, it's slim, and it works really good. This one has the green textured G10. See if you can get a nice close-up of that. It's got a very aggressive texture to it. Not overly aggressive, but it's just got a nice texture to it. And then there you can see the access to that liner, and there is a nice chamfer on that liner as well. We're looking at dual thumb studs for the deployment, and then we have a dual ground Tanto AR PM9 blade with that satin sand polish to it, a Harpoon dual ground Tanto blade. Nice little sharpening choil there. And I gotta say, that detent is really, really nice. Pretty good access to the liner. Not shabby, but not anything to really complain about, but not anything to get overly excited about. We are perfectly centered up there. There's no detent lash, which is good. It's got a nice detent. How about pivot lash? Nope, there's no pivot lash there. We'll do a soft open, and we are locked up like 55%. So that should prove to be pretty solid when we go to test this thing in the lock and make sure it is staying locked up properly. Let's get our issuing stitches Hank out here and see what this thing looks like in the pocket. Because of this pocket clip and the textured G10, it's going to hold in the pocket very well. And this is going to carry nice and deep. You won't see much, if any, of this knife poking out of the pocket. Shouldn't be anything really that you should see poking out of the pocket there. It carries nice and deep. And then the retention and that grippy G10 is very good. So as far as the action, like I said, that detent is tuned nicely. Reverse flick, easy, money all day. Thumb flick is money. Studs are done well. They're the stepped design that come to that little peak there, if you will. very solid detent. And then decent on getting to that liner. Not bad. And falls right to the nail. And 1 or 2 shakes. Basically 2 light shakes and it'll be home. 1 light shake eventually once this gets broken in. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. I can come in from the side, no problem. And I can obviously come in from the face, no problem. So, not bad at all. This is going to be, depending on the price, this is going to be another big hit for CJRB. So, let's see what kind of edge they put on this RPM 9 sand polish blade. You got this nice little flat here that you can choke up behind that edge. If you need a bunch of control or you need more control over that blade. Woo-hoo-hoo. That is lasering through there. That's that top portion edge up towards the tip. Let's do the primary. Yeah. Like butter. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, baby. That is razor sharp. Razor sharp. Very, very nice on the edge department there. So let's get our old trusty spine whacker out here. And if you're not familiar with the spine whacker, well, you will be. That is how we test locks here. It is not scientific. But it does let us know if that lock is faulty or not. So let's see. We'll give it a couple of light taps. We'll give it solid open here. Good. It is locked up 55%. So that definitely should be keeping this thing locked up pretty well. Some people might say it doesn't have a lot of room to travel as it breaks in. I don't know how much, sometimes they do move incrementally, very small, and sometimes they just tend to sit. When it gets past the tang, then obviously you run into issues. But I think it would probably be quite a while till, if that were to happen, I think it'd be quite a while. And I don't know, I'm not a wizard when it comes to that stuff. I can say, out of all the knives I've ever had, I've seen incremental movement with the liner, but nothing that I've ever been like, oh man, it moved, an 1/8 of an inch, in the last 2 weeks. I'd say you'd have to use this, open and close it a million times till you'd have to worry about that. And at that point, for a $50-ish knife, which is, I'm guessing that's around the price for this knife, around $50 or so. I'd say if you used it that much, I'd say you got your money out of it. One thing I did want to bring up, though, before we close out, and you'll have to let me know if you agree or disagree, and I'm not saying for CJRB to get rid of their RPM 9 or anything like that. What I'm saying is I would love to see CJRB offer their RPM 9 and G10 in that like $40, $50 range. And then I'd love to see, instead of, I want mine seeing the premium stuff too, like S90V and titanium at 200 or whatever, right? But I'd love to see something in the middle, like around $100 or maybe a little less, depending on the material. But I'd love to see like 154 or S30V, micarta, maybe a titanium clip, a milled tie clip, and offer that as well in the same knives. I think that would drive a lot more people to these knives. They're going to sell a ton of this version. I think they would sell even more if they offered, that little bit of an upgrade. It would really bring in more consumers who really don't like to go a whole lot under $100 or whatever, right? People, like to be in certain areas. I think if they offered something there, they'd be hitting two major parts of the knife world. You'd have something around the $50 mark, and then you'd have something $75 to $100, depending on the materials. I think that would be fantastic. And then they could have something ultra premium, if it's a huge hit or whatever, like the Pyrite series and the Echo and some of them. That way you'd have 3 different tiers. And I think that would just be ultimately very good. In my opinion, I've always told people that I know that sell things or make things to sell things, the more options that you can offer, the more options that you have, the better off you're going to be. The more people it's going to bring in, the more you are eventually going to sell. You'll have to let me know, what do you think of that whole idea? I think it would work very well in their favor. They could keep using the RPM 9 in this series, this price point, and then offer something a little bit more on the higher end side of things. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the new Nova here. I love hearing from you either which way. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I always appreciate that, everyone. If you're new here, we release knife and EDC content every single day. Hit that subscribe button, ring the little bell. I'd love to have you here. I'll put up a couple of new videos. Go check one of them out for me. Have yourself an awesome day. Thanks again for watching. I will catch you on the next one.